decision. Now, that one thought changed everything for how I was thinking about the Sermon on the Mount. Because if you think about it, this is the longest recorded speech of Jesus anywhere in our Bibles, the Sermon on the Mount. And it's directed to 12 men who are going to lead the early church. So if we have anything in the Bible that looks like a sermon to leaders, it's the Sermon on the Mount. So when you think about it through that framework, it becomes really interesting what Jesus talks about and what he doesn't talk about. Like if you had one sermon to give to the 12 leaders of the early church, what would you tell them? Well, I know what I wish Jesus had talked about. I wish that Jesus had talked about how to preach. That would have been nice. I wish he would have talked about how to build a ministry. He didn't talk about that. He doesn't talk about how to preach. He doesn't talk about how to build a ministry. He doesn't talk about how to grow a crowd. He doesn't talk about any of those things. Instead, this is what he does talk about. Just listen to some of it. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the humble, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. What's interesting to me about what Jesus says to these 12 men who are going to lead, he does not talk about a leader's charisma. He doesn't talk about a leader's capacity. He does not even talk about a leader's competence. He talks about a leader's character. And everything in the Sermon on the Mount is about that most important factor in Christian leadership, which is not your raw, natural leadership ability. It is not your dynamic personality. It is not your communication gifting. Those things are helpful. If you're a leader of any sort, you've got some of that. But that's not what Jesus cares about at all. The most essential aspect of leadership is a leader's character.